What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I'm Mike, here today to talk to you guys about a legitimate game plan of how the Seahawks can beat the Rams tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football. Really quick, before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it. That just helps, you guys make sure that you guys can see all of our new videos that we put out, because we've been putting out videos very often, at least a video a day. So just make sure you're subscribed so you can see those. So to start off really quick, obviously the Rams are a very good team. They're very well coached. They kind of have everything. They have a good quarterback. They have good defense. They have weapons on offense. They have two of the best defensive players in the league. I'd say probably two of the top five best defensive players in the league. Most teams are not this well built. So the Rams have done a fantastic job. Obviously, Sean McVay is a great coach. They're just a really solid team all around. And, up until last week, I think a lot of people thought that they were indestructible, that, you couldn't beat them. But Arizona, they got on their ass. They won by 17. And I think for a lot of people, that was really shocking. And obviously, no team is without its flaws. But I think last week, the cracks in the armor kind of really showed for the Rams. So we're going to kind of go through today how the Seahawks can beat the Rams, and what they should do, what they can't do, and kind of how they're going to be able to beat the Rams. First and foremost, in my opinion, and this goes for any game, right? But especially when you're playing a good team like the Rams, is you got to win the turnover battle, right? This season, the Seahawks are +3 on the turnover margin. They have one turnover. That was Chris Carson's fumble against Indy week 1. And they forced 4 turnovers. So they're +3 in the turnover margin. That is awesome. The Rams, on the other hand, are at 0. They've broken even. They have 4 turnovers. They also have 4 giveaways, right? Last week, Arizona, part of the reason they were able to win was because Arizona got 2 takeaways and Arizona didn't turn the ball over. So they essentially stole 2 possessions away from the Rams, right? Gave Kyler 2 extra possessions. And, that's the key, right? We're going to have to give Russell Wilson extra possessions, take away those possessions from the Rams offense. So turnovers are going to be key. We can't turn the ball over, but we got to get some of our own. Second key, in my opinion, is going to be running the football. Now, I know I preach this every week. You guys are probably thinking I'm a boomer at this point. I'll run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Here's why we need to run the ball, right? The Rams defense is very good, but that you can run on them. And I say this because over, these first 4 games of the year, they're allowing 105 rushing yards per game on 4.7 yards per carry. That is really good news for us, the Seahawks, right? Bad news, unfortunately, is that Chris Carson was limited in practice today with a neck injury, and Pete Carroll said that he's questionable to play tomorrow. Not ideal. And obviously, Rashad Penny is going to be out too. So, if it's Alex Collins, it's Alex Collins. But one way or another, we got to run the ball. Running the ball does a couple things. Number one, it neutralizes the Rams' pass rush, because Lord knows they have a great pass rush. It neutralizes the pass rush. It makes them kind of question whether it's going to be a run or a pass, because if all we're doing is pass, then they're just going to go straight for Russell Wilson. But if we kind of have to, if we can make them pause for a second and think who it is, then that'll be good for us. That's number one. Number two, it will help open up the play action and the deep shots down the field. Play action really isn't effective when you're not running the ball well, because teams just know you're going to throw the ball. But if you got a good running game going, think of a team like the Browns. The Browns are amazing on play action because they run the ball so well. So teams are so afraid of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt that they have to respect those play fakes, and then quarterback pulls it back and throws. So that really opens up the play action. And obviously, we've been running a good amount of play action this year, and it opens up the deep shots down the field. If the DBs, if they catch their eyes, in the backfield looking at Chris Carson or Alex Collins, and then throw it right over their head. Obviously, we all know Russell Wilson throws a fantastic deep ball, so that would only help us to have a good running game. And lastly, it helps us control the clock. Time of possession has been a bit of a concern for the Seahawks so far this year. Also, which kind of goes along with time of possession, it'll help our defense, catch their breath on the sidelines, especially in that Titans game, when we weren't running the ball and we weren't doing anything like that. And, we weren't able to give our defense time to rest. And so they were getting on the field and they were, and then Derrick Henry was just running all over them. So Running the ball is going to be my second key point. My third key point is pretty generic. Don't let Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey defeat you. Point blank, right? Like I said before, two of probably, in my opinion, the top 5 or 6 defensive players in the league. They are game changers, right? Don't let them be game changers. Don't let Jalen Ramsey get the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? I would very much stay clear of attacking Jalen Ramsey. I assume he's going to be, on DK for the majority of the game. I would stay clear of that for the most part. Jalen Ramsey is just such a special player. And then Aaron Donald, he's just such an ability to impact the game. Do what you have to do to get him. Double him, triple him, put in an extra tight end, slide protect, whatever you have to do to stop Aaron Donald, you have to do that. That's got to be top priority, right? It's to stop Aaron Donald. So that's key number 3. Don't let Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey beat you, right? Key number 4, we're going to talk about third downs. So far this year, the Seahawks offensively have not been good on third down, right? League average conversion percentage on third down is about 42%. That's typically league average. This season on third down, the Seahawks are 13 for 39, which is 33%. Not good at all. And their defense is allowing opponents to convert on 22 of 55 attempts, which is good for 40%. So their defense is slightly above average when it comes to third downs, but the offense is below average. So we need to pick that up. I also think, going back to my first point, if we're running the ball effectively and we're in, 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 3 or something, instead of 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, whatever, obviously it makes it a lot easier to convert, so we don't have to pick up as many yards. For the Rams, they are very good offensively on third down. They're 25 of 46 so far this year for a 54.3 percentage. That's 12% above league average. That is very good. And on defense, however, they are allowing 24 of 48 possible conversions. So they're 50% on defense. So their offense is very good on third down, but their defense is not so good on third down this year. So we are going to need to convert our third downs 100%, and we're going to need to stop the Rams from converting theirs. We need to keep our drives going offensively. We can't be stalling out on third down, and we need to get the Rams off the field. Point blank, period. Right? Next, I think for my 5th key, it's going to be very Shane Waldron. Let's just say Shane Waldron's the 5th key, right? We need to be creative on offense. We need to incorporate a lot of motions, a lot of jet sweeps. Maybe we go with some hard counts. We need to have every advantage we can against this Rams defense. I don't know how many times I've said it. This Rams defense is incredible. We need to take every advantage we can. The Rams run a lot of man coverage, so I think motion can really help with the man coverage if everything is timed correctly and you know what I mean. We could do stuff like that. Maybe they can't get to their guy right away. Definitely run a lot of motions. The jet sweeps are working too. Don't think Dwayne Eskridge is going to play, unfortunately, so that takes a hit. But we'll see. And lastly, I want to see some no huddle. I want to see some tempo. When we've run tempo this year so far, it's been very successful. Russ has an amazing ability to just control the game from the line of scrimmage. If we're in a situation where neither team can huddle, I trust Russ to call the right plays and make the right decisions. And we saw last week, when Russell Wilson was given more freedom in the offense, we flourished, right? So I think definitely that's going to be my 5th key right there is going to be Shane Waldron. Key number 6 to beating the Rams. No blown coverages, please. Against the 49ers, we had obviously the big one to Debo. That was bad. That dude was open by like 20 yards. Terrible. And we've seen this with the Rams so far this year, right? When you have miscommunications on defense, they take advantage. Take the Bears game, for example. There were 2 plays in that game. The Cooper Kupp touchdown, he was wide open, blown coverage. And then there was I believe it was the Van Jefferson touchdown where the Bears made the mistake of not touching him down. He got up and scored. The Rams are going to take advantage of your mistakes, right? They're too well coached. They're too well schemed out to not do that. They're going to take advantage of your mistakes. So we can't be making mistakes defensively. We gotta play assignment sound football, and then offensively too. Mostly talking about the offensive line, we can't let any of their free rushers get to the quarterback. Absolutely not. We need to make sure that we're blocking our right guy. Last week, there was the play where actually Russ threw a touchdown on this, so maybe it's not a good example, but I think it was either Dwayne Brown or somebody on the left side just totally missed their guy, came screaming at Russ, and then, Russ just pulled some magic out of his ass, spun around, found Freddie Swain in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. That was ridiculous, but I would prefer to not see that against the Rams. Aaron Donald screaming at Russell Wilson is probably not a recipe for success. And speaking of Aaron Donald, one thing I forgot to mention is throughout his career, Russell Wilson's his favorite quarterback to sack. He sacked Russell Wilson 15 times. 15. That's ridiculous. Anyway, let's not let that happen. So no goofs is what I'm trying to say. Just no goofs, please. Number 7. Red zone efficiency, right? This is something that the Seahawks have done really well this year, and this is something that the Rams have not done very well. In terms of red zone touchdown percentage, so every time when you get into the red zone, what percentage of drives ended in a touchdown? The Seahawks are 3rd in the league with 90%. They are pretty good when they get into the red zone. That's because, for a couple of reasons, I think Russ's accuracy has a lot to do with that. I also think, there's the ground and pound nature of Chris Carson. He's just able to run people over to get extra yards, break the play and all that type of stuff. The Rams are not good in the red zone, unfortunately for them. They rank 22nd in the NFL, only converting 58.82% of their trips into touchdowns. So for the Seahawks, we got to keep up that red zone trip or red zone success. When we get into the red zone, we got to get 7 every single time. We got to get 7. This game, the Rams are way too good of a team for us to just leave points on the board, right? Because if you think about it logically, every time we get into the red zone and we have to settle for a field goal, that's 4 less points than we should have, right? Got to convert the red zone. And then on the flip side, obviously, when the Rams get into the red zone, we got to stop them, right? Can't let them score, make them settle for 3, bend, don't break. Red zone is going to be key. I feel like this game is going to be won or lost in the red zone. For number 8, my number 8 key to beat the Rams is let's limit the penalties, please. On the season, the Seahawks have 24 penalties. That's 6 a game. That's terrible. And then the Rams have only 10. We can't be giving the Rams free first downs. We can't be extending drives. We can't get, a dumbass false start or holding penalty that puts us in 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, 2nd and 20. We can't be doing none of that shit, right? We got to play a clean game. Don't get penalized. Don't be stupid. You know what I mean? Don't breathe on the quarterback too hard, because we all know that's a roughing the passer these days. Just play smart football, please. No penalties. I don't want to see a 3rd down stop ruined by a roughing the passer or a holding or anything like that. I don't want to see that. So let's limit those penalties. Number 9 key to beating the Rams is to harass Matthew Stafford and to protect Russell Wilson. Again, clearly a very obvious thing, but just want to say that out loud. Matthew Stafford, I hate to say it, is too good of a quarterback to allow him to just sit in the pocket, because if you let him sit in the pocket and sit there all day, he's gonna slice you up. I don't care who you're. I don't care if we have the Legion of Boom back there. He's gonna slice you up. He's gonna make you pay. Cooper Kupp is just gonna get open. Robert Woods will be open. You know what I mean? We have to put the pressure on Matthew Stafford. I'm not saying necessarily blitz, because I don't think our corners are good enough to win those one-on-one battles. But I'm saying our defensive line has to get through. They have to get pressure and penetration. On the year, the Seahawks have 9 sacks. 3 of those are from my man Darrell Taylor. Absolutely fucking love Darrell Taylor. He was listed on the injury report yesterday, but today he wasn't. He was a full participant in practice. So I think he'll be able to play. Same thing with Carlos Dunlap. Carlos Dunlap was able to practice today also. So I'm thinking that those 2 are going to play, and that it will be huge for the Seahawks. That'll be huge. So really hoping they could play. And then obviously protecting Russell Wilson goes without saying. Don't let him hit Russell Wilson. Even more so than Matthew Stafford. If you give Russell Wilson time, he'll slice you. Period. Point blank. The Rams this year obviously have a better pass rush. They have 12 sacks in the year. They have a guy named Aaron Donald. They have a guy named Leonard Floyd, who is benefiting from Aaron Donald drawing those double, triple teams, and he is able to get to the quarterback. I mean, I think Leonard Floyd had 10 sacks against the Seahawks last year. It was absolutely ridiculous. But protect Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Kobe Parkinson was recently activated from the injured reserve, and he did a pretty good job blocking last week. So if you have to just slide in Kobe Parkinson, to have him be, an extra blocker, then do it. I don't know what the status of Gerald Everett is. I heard something that he's got to get another test tomorrow, so we're waiting to see the results of those. Um, but just to be safe and just to say that he's not going to play, I say, just put in Kobe, put in Will Dissly, have those guys block for sure, and keep Russell Wilson upright. They'll let him get sacked, obviously. And then my last key, and this just goes for all Seahawks games, but especially Seahawks home games, in prime time. Uh, Use the 12s to your advantage. I mean, the 12s are fucking loud. You know what I mean? Every big play that the Seahawks have, the 12s are going to be rocking Lumen Field. They're going to be causing a ruckus, if you will. Use that to your advantage, man. Feed off that momentum. So far this year, I mean, we're 0-1 at home. Seahawks, they want to see some good shit at home. And obviously, Russell Wilson's record at home is fantastic. His record in primetime is fantastic. His record in primetime at home is fantastic. Is that a word? I don't know. You know what I mean? Use the 12s to your advantage. I mean, they're literally a 12th man on the field. So every third down for the Rams, the Seahawks fans are going to be, cheering and booing and all that type of stuff. So you feed off that energy, use that momentum, and hopefully let's bring home a W for the Seahawks. So that is kind of my video on how to beat the Rams. Obviously, I don't think everything is going to go perfectly like I said in this list. I would hope so. But, let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you think the keys are going to be for the Seahawks. What do you think the Seahawks need to do? Comment also what you think the score is going to be, because I have a score prediction in my head. I'm going to save that for the preview later today with Sam. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.